Okay, welcome back to another video of Learn Programming with EasyLang. I am the creator of EasyLang, Marshall Burns. You can find me on Twitter at SuperMarshall64 if you're interested with connecting with me on there. So for this video, we're going to be talking about structs. What are structs? Structs are essentially a way for us to group related data. Okay, I think that's a pretty good definition for right now. A way to group related data. They can be very, very powerful. All right. Um, so, with that being said, let's actually define or declare a struct. So, structs are declared with the const keyword in easy. So how you would do that is you would use the const keyword. You name your struct. Let's call our struct person. And then we have to use the struct keyword afterwards. Then our curly braces. And now we have a struct, but it's empty. There's nothing in there. We have a person, but what about people is there? Well, people have names, so right? So we can say a name, and it's going to be a data type of string. And they can have an age. That's going to be a data type of int. It could be a lot more here. I don't know, is programmer. And that's going to be a bool. Remember, booleans are true and false values. Okay, so we've created a struct. We've declared a struct. A person has a name, an age, and we determine if they're a programmer or not. Right? We have related data for this person. Okay, so creating a struct instance. We've declared a struct, but how do we use it? Well, to do that in Easy, there are several ways. One of the main ways is to create an instance of a struct using the new built-in function. So to do that, you would do temp p. We're going to call it p for person. We can call it whatever we want. We can call it lowercase person. We just can't use the uppercase version of it. So we'll call it p for now, p for person, equals new. This is a function. So we have to use our parentheses, whatever we're going to call it, and then we pass in our type, or in this case, our struct. Okay. So let's just see what happens when we do println p. Okay, so age is set to 0. It's initialized to 0 because we haven't changed the value. It's initialized to 0. Same with is programmer. It's automatically initialized to false. And name is an empty string. There's nothing there. It's an empty string. Well, we've created an instance of our struct. Let's actually put some data there. So what I can do is I can do p dot name equals, and I have to pass a string, Marshall. P dot age equals 30. And p dot is programmer can be true or false, whatever you want. I want to say true. Now, if I do std.println p, there we go. Is programmer is true, name Marshall, age is 30. We can change that if we need to. Okay, so we've declared our struct type here, person. We've assigned it some these are members here, struct members. We have a member of name, member of age, and is programmer. And we've actually created an instance of our struct person. We call it p, and we've assigned some very specific hard-coded values. All right, let's pass a struct to a function similar to what we did with arrays. Let's create a new function. This one will be called, I don't know what we're going to call this thing. Print person age. Print person's age. Okay. Parentheses. And we're going to pass it a person. So we'll just call it lowercase person. And we have to assign it our type. See, now we can do our data type here, which is our person, as opposed to doing int or string or anything that's built into the language, we can now pass type person. Okay, and now we want to specifically print that person's age. So all we need to do is se.println. I spelled that wrong. P dot name, or sorry, person dot name. That's all we want to do. So instead of doing that here, we can call our function back in main, and all we have to do is pass it p, and this function will, I'm sorry, not name, age, and this function will print the age, and there we go, 30. Okay, so we can also create arrays of structs, right? Structs essentially allow us to create our own data type. They are collections of related data, but they are essentially our own data type, right? We've passed person as a data type here in this function. So we can have arrays of data types, or I'm sorry, of our structs that we declared. So back in main, we can actually do this. We can call P1, we'll make P1, and then we'll make P2 is going to be a new person. Okay, so for P1, this is going to be me. P2 is going to be someone named John. P2.age, let's say John's like 60 some years old. Why not? And P2 dot is programmer is going to be, for the purposes of this, we'll set it to false. So we've created two instances of type person. Okay, so we can create an array. So we're going to have temp my array is what we'll call it for now. Remember, we have to use our square brackets here, and it's going to be type person. And now we can assign value, and all we have to do is pass it P1, comma, P2. So now, going back to our array lesson, we can go for each person in my array, std.println person. Also going to get rid of this old function down here. Okay, now we can run that, and there we go. Prints out each person, Marshall and John. Okay, so structs are very, very powerful. You can do a lot more with them. Okay, you can make references to them and copies of them, and you can use them for things called state. Structs are very, very cool. I like working with structs. So I think I'll make another lesson, a little bit more advanced one in the near future for structs, potentially. We'll see. But anyway, thank you for watching. If you're interested in checking out Easy, you can check it out online on the Easy Language website found in the description below. You don't have to download anything. You can just try Easy out right then and there if you'd like, or just read up on it if you'd like. If you're interested in looking at the source code for Easy, you can look at the repository link, which is also down in the description box below. And please stay tuned for more videos about learning programming with Easy. Thanks. Peace.